29-6 in Houston. So Neil Rackers, who won the kicking job during the preseason, will send it away to Jacoby Ford. Texans and the Raiders from Oakland. And we are underway. Line drive. Ford will bring it out of the end zone. Tries to get around the corner and does. Down the sideline. Ford cuts it back. And a big return for Jacoby. Bryce McCain with the saving tackle, a 64-yarder.
As so happens, Gus, it happens so often. Ford does the exact right thing. You catch it in the middle field, run up between the hashes, now bounce it outside as the coverage collapses. Houston Texans lose contain, and Ford just outruns everybody he can. That's exactly what you're supposed to do on the return.
So Oakland off to a great start as they come to the line of scrimmage at the Houston 38-yard line, first down and 10. Bruce Gradkowski is the starting quarterback. Here's Gradkowski throwing on first down underneath, and it's caught. Darius Haywood-Bay with the reception, a 2-yard gain. Xavier Adibi with the tackle. So Bruce Gradkowski last week against Arizona, 17 of 34, 255, a touchdown, a pick. He was sacked 3 times for a quarterback rating of 72.5. And Steve, he is a tough, gritty guy, and the Raiders really feel good with him under center.
But Tom Cable said the reason he's in there is the way the team reacts when he's in the huddle. They're different. If everything else is the same, Gradkowski's the difference.
Second down and 8 at the 36. Here's McFadden running hard over the left side, gets to the 35. D'Amico Ryans with the tackle. 1-yard game. So the Raiders offense overall in the NFL 10th. They're 19th in passing, 4th in rushing. Cooper Carlisle, he's the veteran up front in his 11th season out of Florida. Backs and receivers, let's take a look. Louis Murphy last week, big game, 5 catches, $119, a touchdown with a long of 33 yards. Third down and 7 at the Houston 35. Gradkowski out of the gun, and he's sacked. Great pressure being applied, and that is Antonio Smith coming around the corner. And the Houston Texans come up with some great pressure on third down.
Yeah, and this is a big sack, Gus, because you'll see as they send extra guys up the middle. That's Dan Loper, who's starting in place of Robert Gallery today at left guard, and he just gets a whiff block, ends up covering the fumble. But that pushes the Raiders out of field goal range, and they'll have to punt instead of trying the long field goal.
So Shane Leckler, one of the best punters in the history of the NFL, at the 40. And Jacoby Jones will field it. Well, he gets away from the football, and it's downed at the 10. That's a 37-yard punt. No return. And that'll bring out Matt Schaub. And last week in that 27-13 loss, Schaub 23 of 32, 241, a touchdown. He threw 2 interceptions, but the problem, Steve, for Schaub this year is pass protection. He was sacked 4 times last week. He's already been sacked 11 times, most in the NFL, and this Texas team only gave up 25 sacks all year last season.
Over the last 2 years, nobody has averaged more yards passing on the road than Matt Schaub.
Schaub throwing on first down, incomplete. Joel Dreesen, the intended receiver, but he had some pressure. So Houston's offense overall in the NFL ranked 4th, passing their 8th, rushing their 5th. Let's take a look. Eric Winston, the big right tackle in his 5th year out of Miami, is the leader up front. The backs and receivers, so without Andre Johnson because of that ankle injury, Jacoby Jones has to step up. He's very talented, but has to control his emotions. If he could concentrate, he could have a big day. Second down and 10 at the 10-yard line. Schaub throwing it again. On the run, and it's caught. Dreesen in the open field, goes down at the 40-yard line. That's a 29-yard gain. Rolando McClain, the rookie out of Alabama, with the tackle.
This is the exact same play they ran a moment ago. Dreesen was so wide open the first time, they ran it again, and he came wide open again. You see McClain trying to track him down, just loses sight of him. And you rarely see that, Gus. An offense running the exact same play 2 times in a row, and the same guy comes wide open both times.
So Steve Slayton comes in the game now for Houston. First down and 10. Play fake. Schaub rolling out again. Buying time. Looking underneath. Kevin Walter dives and makes the catch in front of Tyvon Branch. And that's a 13-yard pickup.
You're watching. This is another play-action pass going around the other way. You got to figure the Texans are thinking the Raiders are really going to jump on the run game with no Andre Johnson. And just to cross them up, the Texans throw it on the first 3 downs. You see working against Nnamdi Asomugha, getting in there in the garbage, gets a little separation because of the collision with Daniels.
First down and 10. Here's a handoff. Slayton. Second man through the hole, gets to the 45. And he gains 3 on the play. Raiders defense racked up 2 sacks, held the Cardinals to only 227 yards last week in that loss. Richard Seymour, the former New England Patriot, one of the veterans up front. Meanwhile, the linebacker. So this kid, Rolando McClain, replaces Kirk Morrison, who's now playing with Jacksonville, rookie out of Alabama, and in the secondary. Not many better than this man, Nnamdi Asomugha, one of the top paid and best playing corners in all of football. Play action, Schaub in trouble, sets up a screen. Great catch, Slayton, down the sideline. Slayton bounces it outside and goes down at the 33. That's a 13-yard gain for Slayton, who lost his starting job to Foster. Bud is a nice change of pace coming off the bench.
Yeah, you see the pressure come up the middle. It comes at the right time. They've got a screen pass on, which is exactly what you want. And the motion on the outside caused the Raiders to zone it off. So there wasn't one guy who was responsible for Slayton, and that's why it was so open. The motion on the outside forced the Raiders into a defense that was perfect for the Texans.
Ward comes in the backfield for Houston. First down at the Raider 33. And they give it to Ward over the right side. Breaks a tackle, cuts it back. Watch out. Can he get there? Touchdown, Houston. 33 yards. Derek Ward. Great move. And Houston strikes first.
Right down inside, well blocked. And you said it, Gus. Right through the middle of the defense. Going to follow Dreesen right through the hole as Ward just picks his way, gets through one arm tackle. And I'll tell you what, guys, Mike Huff's got to get a piece of him. Mike Huff kind of tried to grab him and pull him down. You got to put a shoulder into the back as he comes through, or he's going to run right through the block, right through the tackle.
6-play drive covering 90 yards. Didn't take Houston long to score, Steve. 2 minutes and 38 seconds after giving up that big kick return. And on the road, the Texans take a 7-0 lead. And welcome back. 6 plays, 90 yards as Ward runs a touchdown for 33 yards. Foster and Ward, along with Slayton, all 3 contributing on the drive for the Texans. There's Steve Slayton sitting to the right.
And I'll tell you what, Gus, you just don't do it with one running back anymore. Everybody's got more than one, and now the Texans, obviously, with those 3 guys there on that first drive, they've got 3 of them that are pretty good.
So Neil Rackers will send it away again. Jacoby Ford, who returned his first opportunity, 64 yards. We'll get another crack at it, and this time he'll take a knee. And the Raiders will start from the 20. Here comes Bruce Gradkowski. 7-0.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Burger King, who reminds you to have it your way. And by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds.
Beautiful shot of downtown San Francisco and the Bay Bridge on a clear and warm day in the Bay Area. Gus Johnson, Steve Tasker with you. 7-0. Houston with the lead. Raiders take over for their second series at their own 20-yard line. Gradkowski down the sideline, incomplete. That ball intended for Johnny Lee Higgins. Defensively for the Texans. Let's take a look up front. They're led by Pro Bowler Mario Williams, but they want more from Okoye at that defensive tackle spot. Let's take a look at the linebackers. D'Amico Ryans continues to be a leader on this team. Dials and DB. And in the secondary, after being released early last season by Kansas City, Bernard Pollard has become a big-time leader on this team. And a big hitter as well. McFadden running, flag down. And McFadden gets to the 27, maybe the 28-yard line. Gain 7. Bernard Pollard making the play.
Yeah, this play will not count. They'll take the yardage and get the down back for the penalty.
Scott Green.
Offside. Defense, number 91. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
That's Amobi Okoye.
Yeah, you'll see it right here. You can't miss it. Trying to get a snap, jump on the snap. He's in the neutral zone when the ball was snapped, and that's all it took. And he wasn't running unabated into the backfield, so they let the play progress just in case the Raiders broke a big one. Gives them the opportunity to decline the penalty.
So that makes it second down and 5 at the 25. Darren McFadden in the backfield. Gronkowski out of the gun, setting up the screen. He's got McFadden with blockers in front of him. McFadden bursting through the hole, down the sideline, and he stumbles into Houston territory. He wasn't touched, got back up. Looks like they'll spot it at the 31. Great job by McFadden.
Yeah, they did not blow the whistle. That's why the tackle went late. Great screen. You saw Gronkowski under some pressure early in this drive on first and second down, so they run the screen play just like the Texans did to kind of stem the tide, and it worked to perfection. McFadden, who, Gus, is in his third year, he hasn't been healthy. He's been looking to get that way, and even the Houston Texans, who play these guys every year, say, man, this guy's different in 2010.
He gained 43 yards on the screen, so once again, the Raiders deep in Houston territory. At the 32, Gronkowski going up top. Incomplete. Darius Haywood-Bay, the intended receiver. Barber and the rookie Kareem Jackson covering.
Well, we spoke to Gronkowski on Friday. He said, you know, our guys are so fast out there, we just want to do this. Turn him loose, let him run. Now, Gronkowski underthrows that ball. Otherwise, that's a touchdown in the corner of the end zone. You can see Barber's trying to get over there, can't get there in time. That's how fast these young wide receivers are for the Raiders.
Second down and 10 at the 32. Here's the pitch, McFadden with a block. Lowers his shoulder, delivers a blow. Xavier a DB on his heels on that tackle. That's a 4-yard gain.
You know, we mentioned how healthy McFadden is now. I mean, it's just, you know, first couple of years, he's just, you know, he's hurt here, he's got this, he's got that, and he really cleaned up his eating habits and his training in the offseason, started to be a little bit more professional. He's still so young that, you know, I teased him. I said, you know, at your age, you could eat ice cream and mayonnaise and be good shape, you know, but he cleaned his diet up, and you can tell he's staying healthier and he runs fresher later in the games.
Third down and 6 at the 28. Gronkowski over the middle. He's got his big tight end, and that is Zach Miller. Mr. Consistent, gains 10 yards, and the Raiders pick up a first down.
Yeah, and this is where the Raiders are really going to have to do something different than they did a week ago. They're moving the football extremely well between the 20-yard lines and either end of the field, but when they get down close, they really struggled a week ago in Arizona. Nice crossing route by Miller, catches it, turns it upfield. Now it's first and 10 on the 18, Gus, and this is this area of the game where the Raiders have got to be productive.
First down and 10 at the 18-yard line. Gronkowski gives it off. Here's Ford around the corner. And a flag on the play. As he gets to the 10-yard line, a lot of hard hitting going on on the field.
Cooper Carlisle's going to get called for holding.
There's no foul on the play. Second down.
All right, so Oakland's offense has struggled in the red zone, as you mentioned, Steve, scoring just 3 touchdowns and 13 trips. Last week against Arizona, the Raiders missed 2 field goals among their 5 red zone possessions.
Yeah, they came away in the second half, 3 trips inside the 20 with 3 points, and then, of course, the missed field goals led to the defeat.
Second down and 3 at the 11-yard line. Michael Bush checks in the backfield with the ball. Bush stumbles and goes down, lost it.
They're going to call him down. The ball came out after he went down the first time. Yeah, it's going to be 1st and 10 on the 2. And this is what you've got to do, Gus. And you get down close, you've got to be able to run the football. And yeah, that ball came out when he was down.
Yes.
Oh, that right there might have come out. No, I think he was down. I think his knee was down as well. So you might want to, Gary Kubiak's thinking about it. I don't know, it's iffy, and I don't think there's definitive evidence right there. He's going to do it, yeah. It's too important of a play not to challenge at this point. I can see what Kubiak's thinking. There's a chance that ball was knocked loose on the tackle before his knee went down. If that is the case, it'll be Houston's ball on the 20 going out because they recovered it in the end zone.
You be the judge. Was he down? We'll see. Welcome back, Coach Kubiak, with our first challenge of the day. I don't think Coach Cable has anything to worry about, Steve.
No, when you look at this, and we'll do the super secret blow up here. You see there, his knee's down and the ball is still in his arm. Right there is the ball, and it's still in his possession, and his knee is down. And that is going to mean, but I get Gary Kubiak. It's so close, and that's such a crucial spot. And if it comes through and you do by some chance get it, it's your ball. You stop him inside the 5-yard line and get the ball back. So that's huge. And I think it's worth risking a timeout because it was so close. But it is a waste of a timeout now, as it turns out.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. Houston is charged with a timeout.
So the Raiders, 1st down and goal at the 2-yard line. 8th play of the drive that started at their own 20. And when it comes to being in the red zone for this Oakland team, 13 possessions, most in the NFL, only 3 touchdowns, 6 field goals. So that's a 23% touchdown percentage, 3rd worst in the NFL. Gronkowski to the line of scrimmage. Myers in motion. Here's the handoff. Bush. Touchdown Raiders.
The ball came out very late, but once the ball crosses the plane, it doesn't matter what happens after the play is dead, and it's a touchdown. Watch. Bush is going to come in here. And right there, right there, that is a touchdown. It's a good call by the officials, and after that, the ball comes loose, and the players keep playing because the ball is loose, but it's a touchdown.
Sebastian Janikowski in for the extra point, and it's good. 6:13 to play in the first quarter. We're tied at 7. 8-play drive, 80 yards. And the Raiders hit Hader.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Sprint, the Now Network. And by OnStar. To learn more, visit OnStar.com.
Welcome back to Oakland. Our score tied 7 apiece. Bush with a 2-yard run on an 8-play, 80-yard drive by the Raiders. A nice combination of run and pass on that drive for Oakland. Janikowski sends it away, and he kicks this one into the end zone, and Steve Slayton takes a knee. 6:14 to play in the first quarter. McFadden, Bush doing a nice job on the ground so far. Go to NFL.com's Game Center for all the latest Week 4 live game stats, fan discussions, in-game video highlights, and more. Only at NFL.com. Matt Schaub and the Texans take over at their own 20. Leach and Ward in the backfield. Here's Ward. And Ward, more positive yardage, gets to the 25. That's a 5-yard gain. Michael Huff with the tackle.
Yeah, you look at that last drive the Texans had, Gus. You know, Andre Johnson's out of the game, so somebody's got to step up. Well, not just one guy, but everybody. You see there, Dreesen, Walter, Slayton, and then finally, of course, the great run by Derek Ward up the middle. When one great player goes down, sometimes it's not just one guy that replaces him, but the whole offense steps up.
Second down and 5 at the 25. Ward again, running right this time. And he gets outside, picks up the first down, and gets to the 35-yard line. Very interesting transformation with this Houston team. Last year, they had no problems passing the ball, but they had problems establishing the run. And I think Coach Kubiak and his entire staff have done a great job of finding that balance earlier in the season.
Yeah, there's no question, because you know you got a guy in Matt Schaub that can pull the trigger. And you know, Gus, we talk about all the time how it's a quarterback's league, but you know what? You got to have all the weapons around him, and they didn't have a good running game a year ago.
First down and 10 at the 34. Steve Slayton comes in. Play action. Schaub. Jacoby Jones. Watch him. He can fly. And Jacoby Jones gobbled up at the 45. It's a 12-yard gain. Michael Huff with the tackle.
Well, what a great job. Watch big Rashad Butler, the left tackle, going inside, then coming back outside to pick up a small defensive back, covering a lot of ground for the big guy to spring Jones on that. That's a play you know Andre Johnson would make.
Andre Johnson smiling. I'm sure that he wants Jacoby to have a big day here. Schaub to the sideline. Incomplete. Nnamdi Asomugha, he'll be thinking about that one tonight, because he could have picked that one off.
You look at the ground Asomugha covers on this. I mean, he's right in the slot, right there. He lets the inside guy go. Look, he's looking at the eyes of Schaub, and now watch him climb close on that. He almost snags it and spears it and brings it in. Walter turns into the DB, trying to get that ball to the ground.
Second down and 10 at the 46 for Schaub and the Texans. Here's Slayton with a seam. Slayton crosses into Raider territory, gains 7 yards on 2nd and 10. Stanford route with the tackle. And we talked about Nnamdi and how he's one of the best in the business.
Yeah, great defensive backs do one thing, Gus. Watch here. He's on Larry Fitzgerald right at the line of scrimmage. He's going to get really physical right up the bat. And you know what? Wide receivers hate it when you stand in their area. Nnamdi Asomugha is so good at staying so close to even to great receivers. That's why it takes such great throws to beat him. You see this? Good throw, not good enough. That's why the guy can play. You can't get separation.
Third down and 3, broken up again. This time it's Chris Johnson, and that'll force the Texans to punt it away.
It's a good defensive stand by the Raiders. You see there, just you got to get your shoulders out over your feet when you're making the break.
Second time we've seen Jacoby Jones slip as he tried to come out of his break.
Well, it's a bad technique when he comes out of his breaks. He's getting his shoulders behind his feet. And you got to keep your shoulders out over and be more vertical when you make your stop.
So Turk will come in and punt it away for Houston in his 15th year. Johnny Lee Higgins back deep. And that ball takes a bounce and will be downed at the 1-yard line. Great job by the Texans. Special teams, 45-yard punt. The National Football League lost a legend this week with the passing of Hall of Famer George Blanda. As both a quarterback and kicker, Blanda played pro football a record 26 seasons, spending time on Chicago, Baltimore, Houston, and finally Oakland. When he retired in 1975, Blanda held 16 regular season records, including the all-time scoring mark. George Blanda was 83 years old.
Here in Oakland, Gus, he's known as the greatest clutch football player of all time. I started through this week we've seen some stuff out here in Oakland where they talk to him and you see all these things that he's done, Hall of Fame. He was a great football player.
George Blanda. First down and 10 at the 3-yard line for the Raiders, and Gronkowski will just give his team some room as he sneaks it to the 5, maybe the 6-yard line. And you like the way Gronkowski plays. He plays with an energy. He's kind of a guy's guy.
And he's a blue-collar guy.
Yes.
The guy's that's why, and he's like his head coach. You know, they think the same way. The players rally around him. He's a guy that's in the, you know, he'll jump in the mud puddle for the team. And, you know, it's easy to play hard for a quarterback like that.
2nd down and 7 at the 6-yard line. Reese and McFadden in the backfield. Inside handoff. This is Reese. He'll go nowhere. No gain on the play. As they gobble him up, Mario Williams in on the tackle.
Yeah, now they're going to be at a 3rd and 6, and they're going to be, you know, just about forced to drop back and throw it. And one of the things about this Texans defense is they're looking for somebody to try and get some pass rush. And in fact, today they activated Agunlie to try and make that happen. Adewale Agunlie to help that guy, Mario Williams. They're trying to manufacture a way to get into their opponent's backfield and get a sack. They haven't been able to.
3rd down 6. Gretkowski trying to throw it to the far side. Incomplete, intended for Haywood Bay. And there defensively, Bryce McCain. So the Texans with an opportunity to get decent field position because Shane Leckler will have to punt this one from his end zone.
Yeah, and this is one of the rare instances, Gus, where you just tell your punter, get everything you can get on it. Forget about hang time. Forget about all of that. Just get it out. Try and punt it out of the end zone at the other end.
He's about 7.5 yards deep. Leckler last season led the NFL with a 51.1-yard punting average. This fielded by Jones at midfield. And Jones, nice running after the catch, gets to the 37-yard line, a 44-yard punt, a 14-yard return. John Kondo, the long snapper, with the tackle. So the Texans with sensational field position.
That was a bad punt.
Now, October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The NFL, along with American Cancer Society, is running a national screening campaign to encourage mammograms for women over 40. To highlight the message, many players and coaches are wearing pink cleats, wristbands, sideline caps, decals, patches, and pins. And you can visit NFL.com/auction to bid on game-worn gear. All proceeds will benefit the American Cancer Society and team charities. Richard Seymour with the tackle on Steve Slayton.
Yeah, that was a good tackle too. That's a big, hard defensive line tackle. Watch, Seymour's just going to move down the line. Watch, Slayton cuts out and Seymour. I'll tell you, Gus, you get wrapped up by a defensive lineman, you aren't going anywhere. Richard Seymour is a big, big dude.
2nd down and 9 at the 36. Slayton running left, cuts it back, looking for room. He has it. Slayton down the sideline, turns on the juice, and Slayton out of bounds at the 10. Make it the 11. That's a 23-yard gain as Tyvon Branch pushed him out of bounds.
Well, watch how he stays so patient. He's going to move it up into the left side and break right back in behind Owen Daniels, and then just not getting panicky and just taking what's there. He waits and then bounces it right back outside and makes his way to the sideline. Really patient on that run. It's hard to do when you're standing in the middle of a crowded field knowing the violence is coming for you, but he did a great job of waiting until it was there.
1st and 10 at the 13. This time it's Ward. He stops and gets to the 10. And, you know, we haven't seen Arian Foster, and you just wonder if he's hurt because it's mostly been Slayton and Ward for the Texans.
Yeah, that's right. And it hasn't been anything that, you know, that we've known about. I mean, you see him there, standing there waiting to go in with his helmet on. But you're right. It's been Ward and Slayton for the most part.
2nd down and 8 at the 11. Out of the offset eye, Ward, the deep man, play action. Schaub all day to throw it. Schaub scrambles and just dumps it out of bounds.
Well, the Raiders did a great job. They had the rush on, and what happened was Houston had the play action fake. They only sent 3 guys into the route. 2 of them, actually all 3 of them, were double covered. I mean, they had nobody to throw the football to, and Schaub did the right thing. Bought as much time as he could, but the Raiders, once they latch on man-to-man with a little help over the top, you're not getting any separation.
3rd down and 8 at the 11-yard line. Empty backfield for Matt Schaub. Quickly underneath, Dreesen, touchdown Texans. 11 yards for Joel Dreesen.
Wow, what a great pass. Nothing fancy, They leave Dreesen uncovered with off coverage right at the line of scrimmage, and Schaub just takes the snap and flips it to him. Watch right there, right off the line. It's a little pop pass. And what that means is the tight end comes off the field, off the line of scrimmage, turns around, and the quarterback just sees him and pops it right there. What a quick little pass, easily completed for Schaub.
So for Matt Schaub, 12th consecutive game with the touchdown pass, his 59th career TD pass, ties David Carr for the most in Texans history. And Dreesen really developing along with Daniels into a very solid tight end.
You see there, that's film study. They know nobody's going to hit Schaub because he's lined up right on Cameron Wembley, who's an outside rusher on that play. So Schaub sees it, knows that he's going to get off the line quick, and they already knew when they lined up. Dreesen knew he was going to get the pop pass from Schaub. And the key is, can Schaub get rid of it fast enough before the defense gets there in the rally and the coverage on Dreesen catches up with him, and you saw there it did.
And it was interesting talking to the Texans yesterday. Steve, you got the feeling that they didn't feel like a 2-1 team. They felt like a 1-2 team.
Yeah, they really did. I mean, it's really, it was really a strange vibe we got from them because they didn't feel real good about where they were. I think that loss to Dallas really stuck with them a little bit during that week last week. Plus, Andre Johnson not being able to practice. I mean, I really think Gary Kubiak and that team was really shaken up a little bit emotionally after that loss to Dallas. But I'll tell you what, Gus, they're not playing like it. They're playing pretty darn well offensively and defensively here today. They showed up big.
Neil Rackers will send it away. Jacoby Ford back deep. 23 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And Jacoby Ford won't get an opportunity as he takes it in. Check out the new CBSSports.com shop for officially licensed NFL gear. And get 3-day shipping on every order. Go to shop.cbssports.com. Interesting matchup so far, folks. Raiders and the Texans. Matt Schaub. And Matt Schaub, we talked to him yesterday. He showed us a lot last year in Jacksonville when he dislocated his shoulder, came back in the game, and I think that's when he really won his teammates over. First down and 10 at the 20. Here's the handoff, McFadden. And McFadden gets over the 25, close to the 30-yard line, an 8-yard gain. D'Amico Ryans with the tackle.
Yeah, the Raiders continuing to pound the football, have that running game going. Sooner or later, they've got to get it in the end zone to keep up with the Houston Texans, though.
That's the end of the first quarter, 14-7. We'll return to Oakland after these messages. Steve used to have your hair like that, didn't you?
When I used to have hair, yes. And look good, too, I will say that.
And that guy looks good as well. Second down and 2 at the 28-yard line for the Raiders. Reese and McFadden in the backfield. Here's McFadden. Leans forward and gets to the 30. But we were talking about Matt Schaub before we went to break and how he came back in the game against Jacksonville last year, and it kind of really solidified him as the leader of this team.
Absolutely. He earned the respect of his teammates. When your best player, who is a guy like Schaub, who's your quarterback, when he's willing to go in really with an injury that you really don't have to go in for, when he comes in and says that it's that important to him, it says something to the entire team, and it raises their level.
First down and 10 at the 30. Gronkowski dumps it out of backfield. McFadden. And McFadden wrestled down at the 35. And Schaub having a huge game earlier this year against the Redskins. He threw for 497. Donovan McNabb, 426. Second all-time in terms of two quarterbacks throwing for 400 yards. Number one, our Dan Marino back in 1986 against Ken O'Brien. Marino threw for 448. O'Brien, 479.
Those are big numbers. Man. And Matt Schaub's getting it done, and he does it home and away.
Second down and 5 and 35. Gronkowski short drop. He'll run it. And go nowhere. Nice play by Antonio Smith. Brings him down quickly, and that's a loss of 1.
You know, you talk about the quarterbacks, Gus, and how important they are, no question, but that's why Gradkowski's on the field for the Raiders as well. He's a guy that Tom Cable said when we stuck him in the game in place of Jason Campbell, everything was the same. It was the same defense, the same offense, the same players, but the team reacted differently. And it'll be one of the great mysteries of all mankind, Gus, and for football is too, why one guy, just his presence in the huddle makes a difference. But Gradkowski has that as well.
3rd down and 6 at the 36. Here's Gradkowski looking for a screen, nothing doing. Under immense pressure by Zach Dials, and the Raiders will have to punt it away.
They tried another screen, trying to get the ball to Zach Miller, and Miller's just grabbed, and that's man coverage by the Texans, and that's the reason the play doesn't work. They're blitzing. Dials comes off the right side, and when you're blitzing, that means usually you're in man coverage. And in that case, his receiver, Zach Miller, was covered.
Jacoby Jones back deep, 3rd punt for Leckler. Jones will get a chance from the 15. And Jacoby Jones, a 4-yard return stopped by Stevie Brown on a 51-yard punt. Something isn't right with this backfield now for the Texans.
Yeah, you see here, he leads the NFL in rushing, and he hasn't gotten a touch today. In fact, I don't think he's been on the field. We've been told it's a coach's decision.
1st down, and the Texans keeping it on the ground. Houston with the tackle, Ward with the carry. What do you think? Why is this happening?
Well, I don't know. It could be something as simple as being late for last night's team meeting. But there's no question you don't have the leading rusher in the league through the first month of the season, have him sitting on the bench. Now, if he was late for a meeting, you don't hold him out for an entire quarter or half either. So I don't know what it is. I mean, we were not told that anything was wrong. We spoke to him yesterday, and everything was normal.
2nd down and 8 at the 21. Schaub rolling out of the pocket. Schaub throws to the sideline, incomplete. Good pressure being applied by the Raider defense. Lamar Houston, the rookie out of Texas, giving chase.
Brings up a 3rd and 8. Now the Texans, without Andre Johnson, and now what seems to be without Arian Foster, are getting it done with Derek Ward and Steve Slayton. And there's Andre. There's Arian. Now Arian, he looks ready to play. I mean, you can see he looks like he's got that look like, I wish I could go into the game. He has not been in there.
3rd down and 8 at the 21. Schaub out of the shotgun to the sideline. Gleason with the catch, but he won't pick up a 1st down. Wrapped up at the 25. Flag, though, on the field. Thomas Howard with the tackle.
Great tackle by Tavon Branch.
Prior to the play, false start, number 78 offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Well, now instead of getting 4th down and 3 making a punt, now Houston gets another crack at it. It'll be 3rd and 13, but still, you'd almost think you'd rather have him have 4th down. It was before the snap, so the Raiders don't have an opportunity to decline that.
From the 16-yard line, Slayton in the backfield. Schaub sets up a screen, and the Raiders snip it out. Rolando McClain, the rookie. Great instincts, and that's a loss of 1. Houston will have to punt.
Yeah, we talked to Rolando McClain, and he is a guy that played at Alabama. He said, you know, the NFL is just not too big for me. I played in a lot of big games against a lot of great players. Because he credits Nick Saban with getting him ready for the NFL. What a great play. It's tough to play middle linebacker in the NFL as a rookie. He's getting it done in a big way.
So Turk punting out of his own end zone, sends this one high in the air. Johnny Lee Higgins. And he's tackled at the 35. Great special teams play by Sherrick McManus. A 50-yard punt, no return. 14-7 Texans.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Prudential, the rock you can rely on to meet today's financial challenges. Corona, who invites you to find your beach. And by AT&T. Rethink possible.
Welcome back. Wednesday on Survivor. Coach Jimmy Johnson used to rule the older tribe. Now it's a cutthroat struggle for leadership, and one fiery villain declares war. A new Survivor Wednesday, only CBS. 14-7 the score here. Texans with the lead on the road. The Raiders now with the football at their own 36. Let's take a look at the total yards for the Raiders. 63 by McFadden. Oakland trying to get the passing game going now.
Yeah, their receivers are struggling to get separation on the outside. And Gradkowski is under some pressure.
Gradkowski 4 of 8, 60 yards. Over the middle, he dumped it to McFadden, and McFadden taken down by DeMeco Ryans, gains 2 yards.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Gus, the Raiders they're doing a nice job. I mean, you've got a guy like McFadden who is a great player, and he's one of your weapons. And he's really your most dependable weapon, and they're getting the ball in his hands every way they can imagine. Little screens, handing it to him, everything. But sooner or later, somebody else is going to have to help him out. The receivers on the outside, and Murphy and Hayward Bay, and of course Zach Miller, the tight end, they got to find a way to spread the football around because McFadden is not going to be able to do it by himself.
Second down and 8 at the 38. McFadden makes down Gradkowski over the middle, and he finds Zach Miller. Nice throw as Gradkowski looked one way, threw the other way. Miller gains 17. Nolan with the tackle.
And you know what this play does, Gus, and we were just talking about it. You start spreading the football around. Now you can give it back to McFadden because now they've got to start playing defense honest. That's how huge it is. Just 1 or 2 passes. Zach Miller helping out right down the middle. That's going to make everything go.
So first down and 10 at the 44 of Houston. McFadden ducks it inside, goes down. At the 36, Bernard Pollard threw himself under the chariot, but it was a gain of 7.
He said it. So McFadden's going to make, and this is what a great, watch him come out, and he's going to make a cut, and that's it. Boom, right there, and that's it. Just go get what you can get. That's a great run by McFadden. He makes one cut and gets up the football field. He doesn't dance, he doesn't juke, takes what's there and punishes the guy that tackles him, has to go low or get creamed.
They give it to him again. And DeMeco Ryans comes up and makes the tackle. Ryans and McFadden played against each other in college. Ryans at Alabama, McFadden at Arkansas. DeMeco was really interesting when we talked to him yesterday about playing against McFadden.
Yeah, he said, I got a good hit on him on the sidelines in the Tennessee game. Alabama, Tennessee.
You mean Arkansas?
Arkansas. He said, I got him good. Asked him if he said anything, he's on our sidelines. I got him on our sidelines.
Third down and 3 at the 37. Here's Gradkowski running for the first down. Oh, got it. Whoa. Bernard Pollard crushed him, but Gradkowski picks up the first down. He gains 5 and showed some toughness there. You're supposed to slide, I thought, Steve.
You gotta love Bruce Gradkowski. Oh, look at this. You slide. Oh, that hurts, man. There's some, Gus, there's some quarterbacks in the NFL don't survive that hit.
First down and 10 at the 32. Gradkowski to throw it. Over the middle, McFadden makes a first man miss. Dives forward and gets to the 21. DeMeco Ryans with the tackle, but it's a gain of 10. And we told you Bruce Gradkowski was gritty and a tough guy. Well, he showed it on the last play.
Yeah, he's a blue collar. Listen to this hit. He gets rolled up. I'll tell you what, that makes you play harder if you're on his team, Gus. It really does.
First down at the Texans 21. McFadden spinning. And he may have gained a yard on the play. Ryans and Sean Cody combining on the tackle.
Yeah, we spoke to Gradkowski on Friday. What a guy, just loves his job. Loves it. team rallies around him. He wants to give his guys on the outside, particularly his young receivers, Murphy and Hayward Bay, a chance to bust loose in this game. Now, the Texans' pass defense has been suspect. He just wanted them to have a successful day.
Gronkowski to Miller. And Miller knocked out of bounds at the 15-yard line. So the Raiders have finally found their rhythm offensively, especially with the passing game.
Yeah, it's so important. Like we said, Gus McFadden is having a great game, but you got to give him a little help. And every receiver and every play that they have positive yards that goes to somebody else is going to open it all the more for the big horse in the backfield.
3rd down and 1 at the 13. Reese and McFadden in the backfield. 2 tight ends. Gronkowski wide open. Reese, touchdown Raiders.
Marcel Reese scored that touchdown, jumped into the stands, and they couldn't catch him. Watch as he pops wide open. Mario Williams runs right by him, lets him go. Nobody home.
Extra point up and good. 9 plays, 64 yards. Reese with his first career touchdown. And we're all tied up at 14 in Oaktown. Welcome back, Marcel Reese with his first career touchdown, the rookie out of Arizona State. They've got that ball tucked away for him behind the bench. Gronkowski just blasts this one. Wow. And Texans will have it at the 20.
If you look back at that touchdown just a minute ago, you'll watch as Zach Miller's going to come around. He's going to come around and get in the way right here of Bernard Pollard, who's got coverage on Reese. Now watch as Miller comes around the corner. He's going to run up like he's running a pass route, but he actually kind of gets in Pollard's way, and then Pollard gets knocked back from behind, leaving Reese completely uncovered.
Arian Foster finally in the game for the Texans, and that's his first carry of the day, the first carry of the day for the league's leading rusher, and he picks up 6. Tommy Kelly with the tackle. So 6:36 to play in the second quarter. He finally gets in the game. He must be in somebody's doghouse.
Yeah, at least for a while. He can get out now, though, if he runs well. I tell you that. All is forgotten if he busts a big one.
2nd down and 4 at the 26. Foster again. And Foster gets to the 30. So Arian Foster just getting in the game, and he's been one of the surprise breakout stars of 2010. Led the league in rushing entering today's game. He's rushed for 100 yards twice in the first 3. Set a franchise record in the season opener with 231 against the Colts.
We had a long, interesting talk with him yesterday. What an interesting kid he is really committed and appreciative of where he stands right now.
3rd down and 1 at the 29. Foster in motion out of the backfield. Quarterback sneak, and Schaub picks up the first down.
It's a nice play call. So many times, even at this level, how many times we've seen a quarterback fumble that snap or just duck his head, not look where he was going. And some quarterbacks just can't run a quarterback sneak. I'm not going to mention any names like Dan Marino or anybody.
He didn't need to. He can throw it.
That's right.
1st down and 10 at the 31. Foster spinning. And goes down. Great pursuit. Bruce Campbell. And it's a loss of 4. Donovan McNabb taking on his old team. Here's James Brown in New York.
Hey, fellas, now you know Michael Vick is Mr. Excitement, but with his escapability is the risk of injury right here. Using his feet, he gets hit hard, injured ribs. He is out of the game right now. Questionable return. Kevin Cobb is in the game for the Eagles. Back to Gus and Steve.
Wow. Well, that changes everything.
Cobb over the middle. Jacoby Jones. Did he hold on to it? No, he didn't. Incomplete.
Well, and you hate to make an obvious comparison, but Jacoby Jones is starting for Andre Johnson. And this is a play. Not only does Andre Johnson probably make that, he's got a chance of breaking a tackle. And that's, you got to say that Matt Shaw put the ball right on the money, and that's a play that has to be made.
3rd down and 14 at the 27. They need to go to the 41 for first down. Anderson in motion. Schaub underneath. Dreesen with the catch, but he's tackled immediately by Mike Mitchell, and that'll force Houston to punt it away.
And the Raiders do a great job defensively. Got a zone blitz rushing 5 guys and then playing man behind it, so it's a full-out blitz. Great tackle. I'll tell you one thing about this Raiders defense, Gus, and you see it all over the league. The good defenses, the first guy to the ball makes the tackle. That's what the Raiders are doing today.
Ronnie Lee Higgins back deep as Turk sends it away. Higgins taking a few steps forward, and with the fair catch at the 29, a 37-yard punt. 3:28 to play in the first half. Houston 14, Oakland 14.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by DirecTV. Watch your favorite team wherever you live, only on DirecTV. Call to switch today. And by E-Trade.
Welcome back, and don't forget, coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report, join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cowher for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report. Bruce Gronkowski back on the field. His team at the 29-yard line. Raiders with no problem moving the ball in their last series. Gronkowski underneath Zach Miller again. And he's wrapped up by Zach Dials. 6 in a row now for Gronkowski.
Yeah, and the Raiders, Gus, are having more success because they're starting to spread the football around. McFadden carried him during that first quarter and a half of football. Now, with Miller starting to get balls thrown towards him, even Gronkowski taking off and running and taking the big shot, making a first down. It's starting to open things up. They tried a little play action on first down. It was wide open, and they used McFadden as a decoy.
2nd down and 3 at the 36. Here's McFadden. Cuts it back in and picks up the first down. Amobi Okoye with the tackle. He gains 4 yards. And let's take a look. Darren McFadden has been really running hard.
He has. They've given him the ball a lot of different ways. We said earlier, when you got a guy that you're going to lean on, figure out ways to get him the ball in unexpected ways. Screen passes over the middle, just hand it to him. He has been a workhorse and has really carried this offense this first half of football. And you look there, that says it all. He's got more yards than everybody else put together.
First down at the 40. Gronkowski in trouble. Gronkowski sacked D'Amico Ryans. And that's the 3rd sack of the day for the Texans.
That was a nice coverage sack, too. You'll see here, Gronkowski's going to come back, hit, and right there the ball should be thrown, and he can't throw it. As he steps out, Ryans is right there in his face. Ball's got to come out on time, Gus, or your quarterback's going to go down.
Takes us to the 2-minute warning. Our score, Oakland 14, Houston 14. Look at this kid. He is really rocking it.
Gus,
Steve.
if you're going to dance, dance like there's nobody watching.
That's right. And he knows everybody's watching.
Yeah.
2nd down and 20 at the 30-yard line for Gronkowski. And incomplete. More pressure. This time Earl Mitchell. Rookie out of Arizona who's from the Houston area. They really like him.
And watch the pressure as Gradkowski comes back. The package is just going to collapse around him. And the thing about it is, you know, this is a Texans secondary that's been really criticized because they're giving up over 370 yards a game almost. And today they're doing a much nicer job in the back end because Gradkowski's having a hard time finding any black jerseys to throw to.
3rd down and 20. Gradkowski sets up a screen. McFadden, can he get a block? Down the sideline. And McFadden gets to the 43-yard line, gains 11 on 3rd and 20. Zach Dial and Bernard Pollard combining on the tackle.
Well, the Texans only rushed 4, so there's 7 guys back there chasing McFadden when he catches it, and that's just too long of a first down to try and convert with a screen pass. Sooner or later, that defense is going to rally. They gained a lot of yards, but they're still going to have to put it away.
Don't forget, coming up, it's the Sprint Halftime Report. Join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cowher for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. It's coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report. Some very interesting games, results of early games today, Steve.
Yeah, this
a lot of teams.
Long ago, I gave up trying to decide who's going to win the game before they played it.
St. Louis. How about St. Louis?
I like St. Bradford.
Jacoby Jones, capable of breaking one at any time. Returned 2 punts and 1 kickoff for touchdowns in his career. Eckler. And Jones with the fair catch at the 15, 42-yard punt. And tomorrow on CBS, see why critics are calling the new hit drama Hawaii Five-0 your next TV obsession. A new episode tomorrow, only CBS. We have universally, our crew has agreed that, Steve, you look like the original Dano.
I don't know whether he complimented that. I accept that at face value.
Book him. First down and 10. At the 16. Arian Foster. Next to Matt Schaub. Schaub in trouble. And complete. Anderson, closest man to the football. Good coverage and great pressure by the Raiders.
Well, both these teams are playing defense a lot alike. They're getting good coverage on the back end, and the front 4 is getting great pressure. The Raiders are really doing a lot to mix up who's rushing and who's backing out, and the Houston offensive line's having trouble sorting it out. Tommy Kelly up front getting good pressure. Along with Trevor Scott, you see there, those guys they're doing a lot of things up front that are causing confusion in the front line of the Houston Texans.
2nd down and 10 at the 16. Schaub underneath Walter. Cradles the ball and gets to the 24. Picks up 7 on 2nd and 10. And the Texans are getting to the line of scrimmage quickly.
And the reason this play was a quick completion, the ball came out on time, and there was only a 4-man rush.
Timeout on the field called by Oakland, and they are out of timeouts now. Houston has, they have 2 timeouts remaining. Houston has 1 timeout remaining. Coach Cable, Steve, tough guy, frank man as well, and you just feel like he is the man for this job.
Yeah, and he was really, I liked the message he had for his team. I mean, they lost a heartbreaker in Arizona last week. 3 missed field goals in the second half in a game they lost, by narrowest of margins. And he said, you know what, we can't let that loss count for 2 losses. We got to bounce back. During the next week, he set up a 2-minute drill that ended up exactly like the end of the game in Arizona, and let Janikowski kick it again and kind of exercise those demons. And of course, that one went through.
3rd down and 3 at the 24. Foster in motion out of the backfield. Schaub pulls it down. Schaub incomplete. With 1:18 to go, Raiders will get it back with 2 timeouts remaining, and Matt Schaub was under pressure.
Yeah, but he had plenty of time. I mean, he's back there shuffling his feet, patting the football, looking for somebody to throw it to. Gets scared off that throw because Seymour jumps up in the air. Watch Seymour get up. He can't throw that one. And Schaub does the right thing and throws it away.
Jacoby Ford standing at the 33. Turk sends it away. Here's Ford. And he has a fair catch. Make that Johnny Lee Higgins a 33-yard punt.
Yeah, you think back, the Raiders did exactly the right thing, using that timeout, stopping the clock, and forcing the Houston Texans to give them the football back with a little bit of time on it. Now, you remember, we said a lot about Janikowski missing all those field goals last week, but let me tell you something. He's the only guy in the league where another 10 yards, you know, they'll try a 65-yarder to end the half, and he could well hit it going in this direction. I mean, all they need to pick up is about 10 or 15 yards, not even, and they're in field goal range.
First down at their own 43. Gronkowski. Nice throw. Miller. 23 yards, and they're in range.
Yeah, you want to talk about one of the things that's plagued the Texans. They'll play a great half of football, and they'll just have a sinking spell. They gave up 170 yards on 14 plays in the second half of that game last week.
Draw play, McFadden. And McFadden taken down by Quinn, a 5-yard gain. So Seabass, as he's affectionately called around these parts, Sebastian Janikowski.
Guys, I've been watching kickers for a long time in Stanton because I used to chase them. We missed 3 field goals last week. Third quarter, 41-yard attempt wide right. Fourth quarter, 58-yard attempt wide right. Finally, the play of the game, the 32-yard chip shot wide left, and they lose by 1. Believe me, Gus, they have no qualms of putting him out there again and letting him kick it. They've got a lot of confidence in him. I think one of the things when I watch him, and like I say, I watch guys like that, when he tries to fix his kick, he sometimes gets a little quick into the ball. I think he hurries his kick too much. He's the fastest kicker in the league, in my opinion. He takes one good step and bang, it's off. I think he has the ability to take a little extra time and make sure of the kick, and sometimes I think he doesn't do that.
Second down and 5 at the 29. For Gronkowski and the Raiders. Gronkowski, they stripped it, loose, and it's picked up by the Texans. Mario Williams with the sack, first of the day for Houston.
Well, you see him working on the outside against Langston Walker. He just keeps coming around the corner, and Gronkowski keeps moving away. He doesn't feel the rush. Walker lets Williams get around the corner and strips the football. Could not happen at a worse time for the Raiders.
Amobi Okoye with the fumble recovery. And with 32 seconds remaining, the score remains tied at 14.
Well, that's the kind of pressure that the Texans need on a more consistent basis. But I'll tell you what, if you're going to ask for one, ask it for it at the right time. That's what happened for the Texans there.
Texans with 1 timeout remaining. Here's Schaub pumping over the middle. Dreesen, great throw and a nice catch. Dreesen has been all over the field, picks up 17. Branch with the tackle as the Texans get to the line of scrimmage 17 seconds ago, and Schaub spikes it.
Now there you go. They've got to get it to the 35-yard line. It's another 8 yards. Now, of course, if you know, when you get down close, you have to ask yourself, now they're going the wrong direction in this stadium, Gus. It's a tougher kick going left to right than it is going the other direction. Janikowski had the wind at his back. They've got to get to the 35-yard line to have a legitimate shot.
Second down and 10 at the 43. Schaub delivers, knocked away. Stanford are out.
Well, here he comes. This is Daniels. Was it questionable coming into the game? Didn't know if he's going to be. Oh, what a nice job. He reached back and knocked that away from Stanford route with his left hand. Had no shot at catching it and just played a little bit of volleyball there. What a heads-up play.
3rd down and 10 at the 43.
Now the Texans have a timeout, so they can call any play they want if it's positive.
11 seconds left. Here's a screen. Foster dives, and he picks up 16 yards, so that'll put the Texans in business. And, you know, Neil Rackers, Houston and Washington tied at 27 in OT when Neil Rackers booted a game-winning 35-yard field goal. It was the 6th game-winning field goal of his career.
And that capped an enormous comeback by this Texans team. That's another sign that this is a club that has gotten better and better and better under Gary Kubiak. They keep taking those steps, Gus, and it's one of the rare teams around you'll see that you don't see them regress. Every year they win 1 or 2 more games than they did the year before. And the next step, obviously, is to get into the tournament at the end of the year.
So Rackers in to attempt a 46-yard field goal. Matt Turk, the punter, is his holder. Clean snap, good hold, it's up. No good.
He hit the upright and bounced away as time ran out.
That's the end of the first half, and we're all tied up at 14. We'll be back with the Sprint halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the National Football League on CBS. To begin the second half, Sebastian Janikowski kicking, Steve Slayton back deep. And Janikowski, another good kick, and Slayton takes a knee. Matt Schaub in the first half, 10 of 20, 120 yards and touchdown. No interceptions.
It'll be interesting to see, Gus. You go into halftime, the coaches sit you down and say, hey, listen, this is what they're trying to do to us. This is what we're going to do to them. And the problem is you come out and the other team has done the same thing. So you kind of self-scout at halftime. And there's no more important possession than the one coming out after half. See how you can make adjustments and get something going.
All right, Arian Foster starts the second half. Play action, Schaub fires. Kevin Walter with the catch. Walter picks up 5 yards on the play, maybe 6, as Cameron Wembley makes the tackle. So Arian Foster did not start the first half. He didn't come in until about the 6:30 mark of the second quarter. So I guess that leads us to understand that he must have done something wrong.
It must have been a disciplinary measure of some kind.
Second down and 4 at the 26. Here's Foster. Oh boy, Foster down the sideline. Foster still running. Coach could be in the game. Touchdown! Arian Foster, 74 yards.
Well, Gus, I'm glad Kubiak wasn't really mad at him.
Arian Foster, his first carry in the second half, and he goes 74 yards.
And right through the middle, right behind Vontae Leach, the big blocking fullback. He's trying to get run down. Mike Huff's got a chance at him and can't pull him down. What a sensational run to open things up in the third quarter.
And folks, if you weren't with us at the beginning of the game, we couldn't understand why Arian Foster, who's leading the league in rushing, didn't get a chance to play. It was Steve Slayton and Derek Ward, but the league's leading rusher is back, and he's playing well. Welcome back. 2 plays, 80 yards, 74. Coming from Arian Foster, his 4th touchdown this season. And the Texans take a 21-14 lead. Jacoby Ford from the goal line. And goes down at the 20. Let's take another look at the touchdown by Arian Foster.
He's going to follow his fullback, Leach, right through the hole. Leach picks up Tavon Branch. And Mike Huff is the only guy that has a chance at him. He goes high, tries to clip his heel, and can't get it done. What a great run.
Take a look at those numbers.
That helps the average yards per carry.
Raiders take it over, first down and 10. At their own 20. Here's the pitch, McFadden. And McFadden gobbled up Mario Williams. Don't run to my side. A loss of 3.
Well, the Texans had Mario Williams out there, and they had it matched up against Zach Miller, the tight end. Zach Miller's a pretty good tight end, but you don't put a tight end on Mario Williams and expect to run at him. And not only did he make the tackle, he did it for a 2-yard loss.
Second down and 13 at the 17-yard line for Gronkowski and the Raiders. Play action, Gronkowski rolling out of the pocket by Zach Miller. Miller gets the 25, all the way to the 30. Great running, 13-yard gain. And once again, for those of you that are just joining us, Arian Foster, league's leading rusher, did not start the game. He didn't even come in until there was about 6:30 remaining in the second quarter. We asked the Texans why, and they said it was a coach's decision. He was not injured. Well, obviously he wasn't, Steve, because he touches the ball for the first time in the second half, and he goes 74 yards for a score.
There's nothing physically wrong with him. He showed that.
I'm sure we will find out at this end of the game what actually happened. Here's McFadden. 35 up to the 37, 8-yard gain. Ryan, Zach Dials with the tackle.
And the Raiders come out trying to answer that quick score by the Texans with short passes. And that's, they're trying to find a way, I think, Gus, to combat the pressure that Gronkowski was under in the first half. 4 sacks. They got to get the ball out of his hands when they need to throw the football. And they're doing it with quick releases.
Second down and 2. And this is Reese. Reese, the rookie out of Arizona State, taken down by Bernard Pollard, but he gains a first down as he picks up 6. Raiders moving the ball.
Yeah, it's a nice drive by the Raiders. And once again, as we talked about in the first half, they're doing it with different people. Zach Miller. Here, Reese and McFadden. I mean, they've got to find a way to spread the football out and move it. And of course, when they get down there, they've got to find a way to score a touchdown once they get in the red zone.
First down. Gronkowski. Incomplete. Gronkowski under pressure. That ball intended for Louis Murphy. Murphy had a big game last week. 5 catches, 119 yards, and he doesn't have a catch today.
Right. Cooper Carlisle had trouble handling Antonio Smith coming up the middle, and Gronkowski hurt his hand following through on the defender's helmet. That happens so often to quarterbacks when they kind of stand in the pocket and try and take that last hit. There's no place to follow through, and they bang their knuckles.
Second down and 10. McFadden. Oh, nowhere. Wow. And that, Earl Mitchell and Quinn combining on the tackle, a loss of 4.
Yeah, they just jump into the backfield. Watch, it's going to happen right inside and outside. I mean, they bracket McFadden before he even has a chance to really grab the handoff. Mitchell comes from the nose guard position, and of course Quinn comes off the slot receiver.
That makes it third down and 14 at the 40. They need to go to the Texans 46 for first down. Gronkowski out of the shotgun. Gronkowski steps up in the pocket. He's got to make a decision. Oh, he gets crushed again. And this time he's down. Bernard Pollard hit him again.
Gronkowski on a quarterback scramble.
Well, he got up.
And he's hurt.
He got up.
And Gronkowski.
Well, he made his way off the field under his own power, but he did it just so we could say he did.
Leckler will punt it away. David Anderson back deep. Jacoby Jones has an injury. His return is questionable. And once again, you've got to slide, Bruce.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. FedEx, we understand. You need a winning game plan. FedEx. And by the new Silver Bullet aluminum pint from Coors Light, official beer sponsor of the NFL.
And welcome back. Bruce Gradkowski on the sideline, and he looks like he's in a lot of pain, Steve.
Well, yeah, no, they're moving his arm around as though they're checking for, perhaps a separated shoulder or something like that. But he got up and got off the field. But man, you got to know that hit hurt, man. That was a bone-rattling hit by Bernard Pollard. As you see Jason Campbell now, you knew that's what was going to happen. He's got to get up and get ready. You don't know what the heck is going to happen to Gradkowski. They're going to have to. You can see there.
That's Gradkowski coming off the field. 1st and 10. At the 10 for Houston. Arian Foster in the backfield. They give it to him again. And Foster pushes the pile forward. Picks up 3. Indy and Jacksonville playing each other. Oh, my goodness. It's Norman in New York.
All righty, Gus, after a Peyton Manning interception, his first of the year, David Garrard finds Mercedes Lewis for this 15-yard touchdown pass, giving the Jacksonville Jaguars a 21-14 lead. Let's go back to Gus and Steve in Oakland. How'd I do, Gus?
You did great, Boomer.
Nice.
You always do great. 2nd down and 7. Here's Schaub. And he'll dump it. Gradkowski, as Boomer Esiason would tell him, you have to slide. Especially when you're facing a big hitter like Bernard Pollard.
No question either. And, I admire the courage of it, and it was the right decision to scramble, but you got to think about the 4th quarter, and you got to show up to play. You're not going to be able to. He's already took one big hit in this game, and he took another one that he didn't have to take.
3rd down and 7 at the 13. As Schaub and company break for the line of scrimmage. Derek Ward in the game now, a tailback. He goes in motion. Empty backfield. Here's Schaub, short drop. Underneath, caught by Owen Daniels, 1st down. And now the Texans are 4 of 8 on 3rd down conversions as he gains 8 yards on 3rd and 7.
I'll tell you, Gus, the difference in this game has been the front 4 of both defenses. Right here, the Raiders can't get to Schaub because the ball's out of there on time. And you look across the way at Bruce Gradkowski, who's been knocked around and has had nobody to throw to. That's the difference. The front 4 for these two defenses has been the difference for both teams.
1st down at the 21. Here's the pitch. Ward follows his block. Gets down the sideline and tiptoes out of bounds. At the 27, he gained 7 on the play.
It's a nice 1st down run off the right side of the offense, and that's one of the things about this team. And I don't want to overstate it, but the Raider front 4, they've played well at times, but right now they're getting blocked. And they're getting blocked. That's a great run off the right side, and a great block by Vontae Leach as well.
2nd down and 3 at the 28. Ward. And he picks up a 1st down. Richard Seymour hops on his back, but it's a 5-yard gain.
And I'm telling you guys, here's what's going to happen. 2 good runs and a 1st down. The Houston Texans are going to keep handing it off until the Raiders stop them. And even if they don't stop them, they're going to fake that handoff and go deep.
Texans have rushed for 183 yards today. 1st down. Leach, Arian Foster back in, and the offset eye. Anderson in motion, play action. Schaub underneath, and nice stop and start. Foster cuts it back. Here he goes again. Arian Foster down at the 37. And when we talked to him yesterday, we asked him, what can he do that we haven't seen? And what did he say?
He said, they haven't seen me catch the pass yet. They don't know my receiving skills yet. And there you see it right here. That hesitation move is big time, Gus. What a great cut there. And the cut, of course, allows Huff to catch up to him, and he takes the hard tackle. But what a great hesitation move and making a big play out of a small catch.
He gained 31, first down at the 36 of Oakland. Ward. Ooh. Down at the 29, but Tyvon Branch, what a lick. A 7-yard gain.
I'll tell you what, it's a nice run and a nice gain, but the Raiders get a little bit of it back here at the end. Boom, you said it, Gus. You could feel that one up here. Listen. How loud do you think that is inside the helmet?
Oh, my goodness. Second down and 3 at the 29. Foster back in. Leach in front of it. Foster. And somebody held him up long enough. And that's number 52, Quentin Groves. Rolando McClain finished him. Gradkowski back on the field, warming up.
I'll tell you, sometimes you learn hard lessons, Gus. It'll be interesting to see how Bruce Gradkowski, how long that stick stays with him. Maybe not physically, but certainly mentally. He'll remember that one for a while.
Third down and 1 at the 27. Leach and Foster in the backfield. Here's Foster, first down. A gain of 3 on the play. So Arian Foster, who barely played in the first half, already 7 carries, 89 yards, including a 74-yard touchdown.
And those guys right there, the big offensive linemen for Houston, are really doing a great job. The running backs are picking weak spots in the front. They're moving this football on the ground mostly, which is exactly what you want to do as a football team. It just feels so good as an offense to be able to run the football and make first downs.
At the Raider 23. Ward. Another nice piece of running for Ward. Gets to the 15. No secret here. The Texans are just running it right at the Raiders.
Yeah, there's no secret. I mean, they're running all over the place. And right now, Gus, they're absolutely imposing their will on the Oakland Raider defense. They are running the football right at them. Nothing fancy. It's between the tackles. And the Raiders right now, they don't have an answer.
Slayton was the starter most of last year before Arian Foster came in at the end of the season with some great games against Miami and New England. Oh, beautiful stop by Richard Seymour as he gives him a Dick Nitrate Lane clothesline.
He sure did. Right from the top, right up inside. And he's just so quick off the ball. He gets right by Chris Myers, the center.
A 4-yard loss.
It's one, when you play defense, Gus, it's always better if you can play on your opponent's side of the ball. That's what Seymour did. He's so fast off the ball. And I'll tell you, Gus, I said it before, he's big. And for a guy to be as big as Seymour is, to be that quick, that's why the guy's a great player.
A loss of 5, 3rd and 7 at the 20. 12th play of the drive that started at the Houston 10. Flag on the play as it's caught by Dreesen.
Now that play came out right at the snap. Don't know whether it was offensive or defense. I think it's got to be on defense. Somebody was in the neutral zone because they let the play go.
Illegal formation. Offense number 78. Not on the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's Rashad Butler, 5th-year player out of Miami, the left tackle.
And there you go. He's got to have his, right here, his head has to be on a line with the belt of the center, and he's too far back. He was standing up too straight.
So instead of 3rd and 7, Texans faced with 3rd and 12 at the Raider 25. Anderson splits wide to the top of your screen. Walter at the bottom. Foster in the backfield. Raiders show a blitz. Here they come. Schaub underneath. Walter with the grab, but he's tackled immediately. Michael Huff, the free safety, with the stop, and it's an 8-yard gain on 3rd and 12.
Now you'll see here the Raiders zone this off. They don't grab a man, go man on man. They get an area because they know They're in the driver's seat as far as down and distance. They don't want to get a short catch of the long run, and it gives them a best chance to make the tackle in zone coverage.
So Neil Rackers, who missed a 46-yarder, in to attempt a 35-yarder. And it's good. 2:36 to play. Third quarter, Houston taking a 24-14 lead. 24-14. Texans, 2:36 to play in the third quarter. Neil Rackers will send it away as he nailed a 35-yarder, but the running game allowing Houston to eat up 7 minutes and 40 seconds on that 13-play, 73-yard drive. Line drive, ball fielded at the 20-yard line. And the Raiders will get it all the way up to the 35. And here comes Bruce Gradkowski. He's back.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the all-new CRZ Sport Hybrid, only from Honda. And by Verizon, the official wireless service provider of the NFL.
Welcome back. Wes Johnson, Steve Tasker. 24-14. Texans with the lead, Raiders with the football. Gradkowski over the middle. Deflected, intercepted. Nolan still running. Troy Nolan with a 22-yard return. And Gradkowski comes right back into the game and throws a pick.
And that ball came out of his hand really funky. Watch as this ball comes out. It's wobbling all over and then got tipped. That didn't have any zip on it at all. I don't know that Gradkowski's 100% after the hit he took. Watch this come out. We'll see as it comes out. It didn't look like it. Well, looked all right there, but I thought it came out a little bit weird.
Texans take over at the 35. Foster. Another big hole, and he'll gain 11 on the play.
I'll tell you what, Gus. The Houston Texans are just bullying the Oakland Raiders. They are running the football inside the tackles, right off the edges of the offensive line, and the Raiders aren't there. I mean, you're on a 1st and 10, and you get 10. They're on a 1st and 10, and they got 7. They're on a 1st and 10, they've got 8. The Texans are just mowing down the Raiders in the run game here late in the game.
Arian Foster, 8 carries, 99 yards, and a touchdown. First down at the Raider 24. Foster again dives forward and gets to the 21. Stopped by Bruce Campbell, and it's a 3-yard pickup.
You know, one of the things about Gary Kubiak and his offense, and we've heard a lot about the zone blocking, and it really is a good scheme, and we've talked about it, how Arian Foster will go out to the side or move right or left and then stick his foot in the ground and plant and make one cut and get up into the line of scrimmage. And it's not just him either. It's also Ward and Slayton. Just get them a crease. They turn it up, take what they can get, and there's been a lot there to take.
Second down, 7. Derek Ward back in. Play action. Shaw dumps it off. Dreesen again. Underneath, gets to the 11-yard line. Tommy Kelly brings him down, but the Texans gain 9.
Yeah, Tommy Kelly, a defensive tackle in coverage on Dreesen because they had a zone blitz on. And he kind of catches him in pursuit and just ends up chasing him down. Great hustle by the big D tackle to get out there. Not sure that's the matchup the Raiders would like in a passing game.
First down and 10 at the 12-yard line for Houston. Steve Slayton back in the game. He gets the football, and Slayton will push the pile forward, pick up a couple. as he gets it to the 10. And that's the end of the third quarter with the score. Houston 24, Oakland 14. We'll return to Oakland after this message and a word from your local station. (24-14), Houston not only with the lead with the ball and threatening once again at the Raider 11-yard line. Second down and 8. As we start the fourth quarter. Shaw throwing. Caught. Touchdown. Guess who? Arian Foster. As he bows to the crowd, scoring his second touchdown of the day, both coming in the second half.
A little play action through the middle and then throw it to the guy that you fake the run to. Before that last play, Houston had rushed for 215 yards, so you know when they fake it to Arian Foster, they're going to bite. You know, I talked to Tom Cable on Friday. He said, you know, everything in the Houston offense revolves around the run game. But even knowing that, the Raiders are having a hard time stopping it.
So Neil Rackers comes in to attempt the extra point. How about Matt Schaub? 60th touchdown pass for Houston, a team record, and the Texans are rolling. New combination in Houston. Matt Schaub, Arian Foster. Foster with a receiving touchdown to go along with the 74-yard run. And this Houston team turning on the juice. 407 total yards, 215 rushing. Jacoby Ford picks it up at the 10. And Ford goes down at the 11. Nice special teams play. Support the NFL as a crucial catch breast cancer awareness campaign by bidding on authentic game day NFL pink products and experiences at NFL.com/auction. Proceeds benefit the American Cancer Society. First down and 10 at the 13-yard line for the Raiders. Gronkowski handing it off to McFadden. McFadden down the sideline and goes out of bounds.
He pulled up lane.
At the 36, a 23-yard gain. Looks like he's grabbing that hamstring.
Yeah, you could tell he pulled something right at the end of this run. He's going to pull up hurt. And for a guy who's having such a good year, see right there. And I'd be surprised if he's able to return. I mean, I know I've done that before.
So Michael Bush comes in as McFadden tries to stretch it out on the Raiders sideline. First down, Gronkowski. This ball caught. Johnny Lee Higgins. He's out of bounds close to midfield. Let's take a look at McFadden and Arian Foster in the running back comparison.
Now you'll see there, first half is just the opposite, but McFadden 105 in the first half, only 24 in the second. Arian Foster just the opposite, 5 in the first half and a $153 and 2 touchdowns in the second half.
Including that 74-yard run to start the second half. McFadden massaging his hamstring. Here's Bush. And he gets to midfield. Earl Mitchell with the tackle. Indy and Jacksonville. Let's go back to Boomer in New York.
All right, Gus, here you go. Joseph Adai, after an 11-play, 96-yard touchdown drive, Joseph Adai takes it in from 2 yards out. Score is now tied, 21-21, 7:35 left to go in the fourth. Let's go back to Oakland. Gus and Steve.
All right, so a tight game there. Not the story here in Oakland. Houston running away with it in the second half. 2nd and 8. Gronkowski gets out of trouble. Throws on the run, incomplete. Zach Miller, the intended receiver.
I'll tell you, Gronkowski has taken a lot of shots today, and I think it's starting to affect his ability to throw the football. He's made the last 2 throws he's made. The last one was tipped for an interception just before, and this one he can't get enough on it, even running to his right to get it out to his tight end.
Gronkowski 15 of 23, 187 yards, a touchdown and an interception. Third and 8, over the middle. Bush with the catch, and he picks up a first. Nicely done. Ryans and Dials with the tackle, but on 3rd and 8, Raiders pick up 9.
And I said earlier, Gus, I think the defensive line of the Texans has been the difference in this game. They're rushing a straight 4-man rush. You see that Ogunleye comes trying to come on the inside, can't get there in time, but Gronkowski's doing a good job now of getting rid of the ball on time. I think Gronkowski's gotten so much contact today. The ball's just got to come out of there faster. Or he knows. I mean, it's just now it's like a trained dog.
From the 41, quick strike, Zach Miller again. Zach Miller all the way to the 30-yard line, a 9-yard gain. Zach Dials with the tackle.
When I say he's like a trained dog, I mean, every time Gronkowski has held onto the ball too long today, he's gotten hit and hit hard. And it's just, he's getting rid of it now. And you'll see this, he's got guys flashing in front of him. I just, you wonder, there's no way Gronkowski can be 100% after the shots he's taken.
Big day, though, for Zach Miller. 7 catches, 87 yards, 2nd and 1. Miller in motion. They get the snap away, and this should be offside against Houston.
Okoye.
Let's take another look.
Encroachment, defense, number 91. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Okoye. Let's take another look at Bruce Gronkowski.
Yeah, this was in the first half. That was a big one. And that's the one that sent him off to get examined in the locker room. He came back. In his first attempt after he came back, he was intercepted.
First down at the Houston 27. Handoff, Bush with room, spins down and gets to the 20. Nading makes the tackle, but it's a 7-yard gain.
Now, we were talking, Gus, when you look at these Raiders, you got to think what a frustrating couple of weeks it's been for them. They go to Arizona, and clearly, when you watch that game, they were the better football team on that day and couldn't get it done. Now they come in back home to their stadium, and they run into an offense that's really, really clicking in Houston, trying to keep up with them.
2nd down and 3 at the 20. Gronkowski to the sideline. Miller again. And Zach Miller out of bounds inside the 15. Dials and Pollard. And it's a gain of 6.
We talked to Tom Cable, like I said before. He doesn't want that loss last week, as bitter as it was, to count for 2 losses. I don't think he has to worry about that. The Raiders have played pretty hard today, no question about it. And I made some mistakes, but they're playing hard for him. They just ran into a really good football team today in the Houston Texans.
First down and 10 at the Texans 14 for Oakland. Gronkowski in the shotgun. Rolls out of the pocket. Throws. Touchdown! Miller! What a day for Zach Miller as he leaps into the crowd. 14 yards, 9 catches, a $107 for Zach Miller.
And the Texans just kind of stop rushing the passer. They just stop. It gives Gronkowski a chance to move out to his right and find Miller.
Extra point good. 9 plays, 87 yards. 10:56 to play in the 4th. 31-21.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the new action comedy Red, in theaters October 15th. Ford, drive one. And by Allstate. Dollar for dollar, nobody protects you like Allstate.
Zach Miller, 3rd 100-yard receiving game of his career with the touchdown. 9 catches, 107. But more importantly, the Raiders get a little closer, 31-21. Janikowski sends it away. Booms this one again. And Slayton will take a knee in the end zone. Now coming up, time permitting, on the Subway postgame show, join Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cowher for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's coming up on the Subway postgame show. Our main man, James Brown, under the weather. So they let him go home early.
Boomer probably put something in his coffee so he could do the highlights.
No, Boomer would never do that. First down and 10 at the 20. Matt Schaub has not been sacked today. And he's attempted 27 passes. Here's the handoff. Foster goes forward and gets to the 25. 5-yard gain. Tommy Kelly with the tackle. But let's take a look at what Arian Foster has done today.
Well, almost exclusively in the second half, he's done just about everything. Caught the ball out of the backfield, caught a touchdown, ran for a touchdown, made some big plays, made some tough runs. He's got to make no mistake. Arian Foster's the real thing in Houston.
Second down and 5 at the 25. Schaub rolling out of the pocket. Schaub throws on the run. Incomplete. Looking for Walter. Looked like Nnamdi Asomugha may have held Kevin Walter.
Now they've run this bootleg off play action a lot today. And the thing about it is, it's been open a few times, and other times Schaub's just thrown it away. And it's frustrating for the Raiders because they can't get a piece of Schaub even when they have the chance, because he is an athlete and he's just too smart to hold on to it.
Big play here for the Raiders. Houston facing a 3rd and 5 at the 25. Ward in the game. Texans 5 of 10 on 3rd down conversions. Schaub to throw it. Schaub lets it go. Incomplete. So the defense, arrested defense, comes up big for the Raiders.
Yeah, the Raider offense put together a nice long drive, gave the defense a chance to catch its breath, and they came out and got the stop on a 1-2-3 and out. Here you'll see it. Dreesen trying to get across the field. He's guarded by Chris Johnson, and it just takes too long.
Turk will punt from his own 10. Johnny Lee Higgins back deep. A beautiful punt by Turk. Here's Johnny Lee from the 28. And he goes down. Some terrific special teams play. That time it was David Nixon. A 47-yard punt. Flag, though, on the play.
Whatever it is, looks like it's going to be tacked on.
During the kick, holding receiving team number 83. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down.
Brandon Myers, backup tight end. So the Raiders will back it up. Their first penalty of the day. 31-21. Texans with the lead. Raiders have the football, though, at their own 18. First down. Gronkowski in the shotgun. Zach Miller again. And Zach Miller, catch after catch. He looks like, and I shouldn't say it, but Dave Casper. He's catching it like it today.
He's having a good day today, and Gronkowski's finding him. The Raiders going to try and put together another good drive like they just did a few minutes ago to get back in this game, down by 10 in the fourth quarter.
At the 28-yard line, another first down. Draw play. Bush. Good power running for Oakland as Bush gains 10. Bryce McCain with the shoestring tackle to bring down the big running back.
Yeah, they're going to work this drive without McFadden. They're going to use Bush. And they've got to get first downs, Gus. They've got to stay on the field offensively with 9 minutes and counting down by 10 in the fourth quarter. They got plenty of time, and they're going to get the ball back even if they fail to score here. But every possession is crucial.
First down and 10. They spotted at the 39. Gronkowski firing. Oh!
Johnny Lee Higgins, 26 yards.
And Gronkowski put that in a shoebox.
Oh, boy, he threw a dart. You said it, Gus. You see there, good coverage by Quinn. And Higgins just pulls it in. Gronkowski, after all the shots he's taken today, look at him stand in there in a crowd and deliver that football and not even take his eyes off the target. That's a gutsy quarterback.
Johnny Lee Higgins gives Oakland a first down at the Texans 35. Gronkowski again. Miller. Dials pushes him out of bounds, but he gets to the 30 and gains 5.
You know, and that's why Bruce Gronkowski is the guy Tom Cable puts in the game. He makes those kind of plays. This is his kind of offense. He's gritty. They are not giving up. They're getting it done by spreading the football around. And the thing that it describes it the most, Gus, is courage. This is a courageous effort by a quarterback.
2nd and 5 at the 30. Gronkowski in the gun. Incomplete. And no flag on the play. Intended for Louis Murphy. Quinn covering for Houston.
Well, the Texans are coming with extra pressure. And Murphy makes the out, and the ball's behind him. And that's a good no call. That's incidental contact. But that ball, Gronkowski would have put that ball out in front of him, but he had to backpedal away from the pressure of the blitz, and it made the throw a little inaccurate.
3rd down 5 at the 30. No catches for Murphy today. Gronkowski underneath, and he gets his first catch. That's Louis Murphy. First down. Raiders. On 3rd and 5, he picks up 6. Quinn and Pollard making the tackle.
And the ball comes out right on time, right on target, and that's a nice, tough catch in traffic by Murphy right when the Raiders needed it most. And this is exactly the kind of drive Oakland needed to put together at exactly the right time.
1st down and 10 at the Texans 25. They hand it off. Bush dancing, and he goes down to the 21. Nading with the tackle, a gain of 3. Jaguars and the Colts still battling in Jacksonville. Here's Boomer.
And Gus, it's a bounce-back game for David Garrard. He's got 2 touchdown passes. This one right here, 8 yards to Maurice Jones-Drew. 9 plays, 57 yards. 28-21 Jacksonville. Indianapolis driving right now, under 2 minutes left in that game.
Our score here, 31-21, but the Raiders are on the move. 2nd down and 6. For Bruce Gronkowski, the offense. Gronkowski off his back foot, incomplete. Intended for Louis Murphy, who was open.
Yeah, Houston has just decided they're going to pressure Gronkowski on every play. They don't believe that the receivers for the Raiders can beat bump coverage. They are getting up in their face, sending everybody else after the quarterback and daring the Raiders to make a play.
6:23 to play in the 4th quarter. 31-21. Houston.
You can bet they're going to send some more pressure on this play as well.
3rd and 6 at the 21. Gronkowski looking in the end zone. Oh, miscommunication. Johnny Lee Higgins.
Yeah, that Gronkowski was throwing that to the back of the end zone, and Higgins ran the out pattern. Watch this. Gronkowski throws this ball out the back, and Higgins is running a different route.
So that'll bring on Sebastian Janikowski, and you wonder what's going through his head after that nightmare last week. He's attempting a 39-yarder. Oh, and good. 31-24, 6:14 remaining in the 4th. Back to Oakland after this.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Subway. Subway has you covered with $5 footlong subs morning, noon, and night. Subway, eat fresh. And by Sony.
Seven-point game, 31-24. Raider fans keeping their fingers crossed, hoping the defense can give them the football again as Janikowski. He almost kicked that through the upright. Talk about a big leg.
That's a rocket of a kick.
Don't forget, coming up, time permitting, on the Subway postgame show, join Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cowher for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. It's coming up on the Subway postgame.
Well, Gus, the Raiders need another stop. And I think if the Houston Texans, it's a little too early to pull in the sails. They've got to stay aggressive. Last drive, they did not. They were pretty conservative. They need some first downs.
Houston went 3 and out on their last drive from the 20. Leach and Foster in the backfield. Here's Foster. And the defense stops them for a gain of maybe 1.5 yards. Quentin Groves, the outside linebacker, first man to it.
With 6 minutes and counting, Gus, the Houston Texans have it in them to hang on to the ball, make first downs, and run the clock out and eat this game alive. But they've got to get first downs.
Man-shanning defense here in Oakland. 2nd down and 8 at the 22. Leach and Foster in the eye. Daniels, the motion man. They pitch it. Foster around the corner. Foster down the sideline, and he's close to a first down. Let's see where they spot the football.
Watch the guys out in front of Foster as he comes around. Vontae Leach, 44. Rashad Butler gets tripped up, keeps his feet, gets up, and tries to find somebody. Vontae Leach, I mean, you can't put a price on what a good fullback can do in crunch time.
And they give him a first down as he gained 8 yards. 5 minutes and counting. Foster also staying in bounds. Foster again, and he gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Oakland has 3 timeouts left. Houston with 3 as well, plus the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, you'd like to get a stop defensively so you can save your timeouts for the other side of the ball when Gradkowski and the offense come back out. Defensively, you never want to waste a timeout in this situation with this much time left. You'd rather stop them on 3 downs than have them punt. It's always better to have the ball in your possession with the timeouts in your control when you've got control of the football.
2nd down and 10 at the 30. Shaw handed off. Foster. And Foster moving forward, gets to maybe the 34-yard line. A 4-yard gain, Michael Huff there. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 6 at the 34.
Is it trying just to push the pile to get into a 3rd and short? And Foster just bumping into his own guys, looking for some place to run. Does a nice job making a few yards, but right now, Gus, these are the downs that can win the game for the Raiders.
3rd down, 6 at the 34. Houston 5 of 11 on 3rd down conversions. Big play for both teams. Derek Ward comes in the game. Shot. The handoff. And the Raiders will hold it. Ward running over the right side. 3:13 to go. Timeout called by Oakland. So the Raiders will get a chance to get the football with 2 timeouts and a 2-minute warning.
Yeah, and Houston goes conservative. They don't want to put the ball up in the air and have something crazy happen. Just hand it to the guys, see if they can make it happen. The Raiders had none of it. Called the quick timeout, which leaves them with 2. Houston has all 3 of theirs left. And now the Raiders need the football.
Here's Gradkowski. Wanting to get back on the field. Hugh Jackson is offensive coordinator with some instructions. McFadden out with a hamstring injury. Matt Turk has been excellent punting the football today. And Johnny Lee Higgins looking for an opportunity. 6th punt of the afternoon for Turk. And Johnny Lee Higgins from the 20. And goes down to the 25. A 42-yard punt, 5-yard return. So here comes Bruce Gradkowski. 3:03 to go in the fourth. He's got 2 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. They're not booing, they're brewing.
That's right. That's right. And it's been a courageous performance by Gradkowski already today. And this is the point, Gus, where a guy, particularly a guy who wears silver and black, makes a name for himself.
Gradkowski, 23 of 34, 274 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. First down and 10. Gradkowski to the sideline, incomplete. So in a situation like this, Steve, are you forced to always throw the ball, or can you run it?
No, with 2 timeouts, 2:59, you can run the football. The thing is that you need to take positive plays. You can't take any negative plays. You still got, at this point, with 3 minutes to go in the game, you've got your whole playbook at your disposal. Take what's there and make big plays out of it. You don't have to do anything special, but you have to do everything right.
Second down and 10 at the 25. Gradkowski sets up a screen. Bush breaks it inside, and Bush goes down at the 32. Adewale Ogunleye picks him up, and it's a gain of 7.
And the Raiders need to get a little sense of urgency. They're kind of milling around now. You don't need to get crazy. The clock's ticking, and they're just getting into the huddle. They need to turn up the urgency just a hair.
2:30 remaining in the fourth. Third down and 3 at the 32. Gradkowski, quick strike, incomplete. And a flag on the play. Looks like this will be holding for illegal contact.
Yeah, they're going to get tied up right at the line of scrimmage, and when the ball comes out in the air, you can't be grabbing them.
Defense, number 21, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Bryce McCain.
Watch here, they're going to get tangled up, and it's just physical corner play, but the ball is in the air right now. You can't be grabbing him when the ball's in the air. And that's the penalty.
So that gives Oakland a first down at their own 37.
First down, and it stops the clock.
Gradkowski with the handoff to Bush, and he's got running room. And Bush tackled on the play by Troy Nolan, but he gained 6 yards, and that should take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play in this football game. Houston holding on to a 31-24 lead. 31-24. 2 concerned coaches look on as the Raiders are faced with the second down and 3 at their own 44, down by 7. Gradkowski. And Gradkowski under pressure. He dumps it. And that'll bring up third down. Indy and Jacksonville still battling. Here's Boomer in New York.
Hey, Gus, much like your game, back and forth they go. Peyton Manning, 2 touchdown passes on the day. Here's the second one to Austin Collie, a 1-yarder. 8 plays, 65 yards. Scores tied, 28-28. Back to Gus and Steve.
Throw it, also loss of down. Third down.
Thank you, Boomer. And intentional grounding called on Gradkowski.
Yeah, late flag. And he was not out of the tackle box, and he had to get rid of it, but he couldn't get enough on it to get it near enough to any receiver that it wasn't grounding. That was it was a very late flag. The officials came up, conferred. There you go. They conferred about it, talked it over. And that's a huge penalty because it's 10 yards and loss of down brings up 3rd and 15. Wow.
So Gradkowski in the shotgun. Here's Gronkowski, steps into his throw. Incomplete. Ball intended for Hayward Bay.
He's running. And they zone it off. Breaks out and the ball gets up on him so fast. Couldn't turn and make the grab.
And so that brings up a 4th down and long.
And this is do or die right here.
Raiders need close to 16 yards. First down marker is at the 47. Gronkowski fires over the middle. Intercepted. Nolan. And he falls down at the 41. Wow. Returns it 14 yards. And there's an injured player. That's Murphy. But Bruce Gronkowski put that ball on the money.
And Murphy was the intended receiver. Right down the middle of the field. There's Higgins. He comes out. He's available, but that's not who Brett Gronkowski was looking for. He's not past the first down marker.
Oh, you got
to catch the ball. And you better come up hurt if you drop a ball like that.
How do you drop that?
You can't drop that ball.
Houston takes over at the 41. And Arian Foster running. And Oakland calls a timeout. For those of you expecting to see 60 minutes, you're watching the NFL on CBS and the game between the Houston Texans and the Oakland Raiders. I'm Gus Johnson along with Steve Tasker. 31-24 the score here in Oakland. Houston with the lead. 60 minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately after the game, except on the West Coast where it will be seen at its normal time.
Yeah, Bruce Gronkowski can't do any more than he's done today. He put this ball right where it had to be. He's past the first down marker, and Murphy tips it right to Nolan. I'll tell you, I can't say enough about the effort Gronkowski put in today.
Foster. And Foster stopped by Michael Huff. Oakland calls their final timeout. Michael Vick hurt earlier today. Washington and Philly. Here's Boomer in New York.
Gus, it's getting tight in the 4th quarter. Kevin Cobb in for the injured Michael Vick. Finds his tight end Brent Selleck for a 5-yard touchdown pass. 2-point try failed. 17-12. Redskins on top, have the ball. Let's go back to Oakland and Gus and Steve.
All right, Boomer. 31-24 the score here. Oakland now out of timeouts.
You see there the interceptions today. Houston didn't have any coming into today. Both those interceptions were tipped by receivers who I think you and I both felt those passes should have been completed, not intercepted.
Third down, 6 at the 37. Foster running hard, picks up the first down, and that's your ball game. A gain of 8. Let's take another look. Well, let's take a look at the Texans' upcoming schedule. Big win here, so it follows a game against the New York Giants.
Yep. 2 weeks away. They get the bye week, then they get into their Indianapolis, San Diego, Jacksonville.
Tough schedule.
I'll tell you that the teams in Houston's division were all built to beat Indianapolis, as Indianapolis is finding out today against Jacksonville. And they found out on opening day against this Houston Texan team.
And don't forget, coming up tonight on CBS, it's all new, beginning with 60 Minutes, followed by new episodes of The Amazing Race, Undercover Boss, and the season premiere of CSI Miami. Tonight, only CBS. The story today in Oakland for the Houston Texans, Arian Foster. How about him? 16 carries, 131 yards, a touchdown, 3 catches 56 yards, a touchdown, 187 total yards, most of those coming in the second half. And there he is. And the Houston Texans continue to play well. 31-24 the final score. Don't forget, tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes, followed by The Amazing Race, Undercover Boss, and the season premiere of CSI Miami. For Steve Tasker and our entire crew, this is Gus Johnson saying so long from Oakland. You've been watching the National Football League on CBS.